Hello, my friends. If you're over the age of 50, I want you to stop whatever you're doing and pay close attention because today's message might just add years to your life and bring youth back to your body. Yes, you heard me right. We're talking about the top 3 exercises that every senior must do to stay fit, strong, and vibrant, regardless of your age or ability level. Let me share something with you that might just change the way you look at your life after 50. Age is not your problem. Let that sink in for a moment. Your age is not what sits slowing you down. It's not what's causing the aches in your knees, the tightness in your back, or the shortness of breath when you walk up a flight of stairs. Your age is not why you're feeling tired by midday or why you struggle to get out of bed in the morning. You know what is. Inactivity. That's right. What's really stealing your youth is the lack of consistent, meaningful movement. The kind your body was designed to do, the kind that, when ignored, causes muscles to shrink, joints to stiffen, circulation to weaken, and your energy to fade into the background like a dimming light bulb. I met so many people, men and women in their 50s, 60s, even 70s, who tell me, Dr. Gardner, I'm just getting old. I can do what I used to. And every time I ask them the same question, how much are you moving your body every day? And do you know what the answer is 9 times out of 10? I not. I've slowed down. I rest a lot. Or they say, I used to be active, but now I take it easy. Friends, let me tell you something right now with love and urgency. Slowing down is not what your body needs. Your body needs movement. Regular, gentle, deliberate movement. Because motion is life. When you stop moving, parts of you start dying not overnight, but slowly, quietly, piece by piece. Your muscles shrink. That's called sarcopenia, and it's one of the biggest dangers for older adults. Your joints tighten. Your heart doesn't pump as efficiently. Your lungs become less elastic. Your brain gets less oxygen. And then what happens? You start to feel old. You lose confidence. You avoid stairs. You sit more. You move less. And the cycle continues. But I want to tell you something important. You can break that cycle. You see, getting older is inevitable, but aging, that's optional. What if I told you that your body has the capacity to regenerate at any age? That your muscles are still capable of growing? Your lungs can still expand, your heart can still strengthen, your mind can still sharpen, even after 50, even after 60, even after 70. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need fancy equipment. You just need to start moving. Start where you are. Start small, but start today. Let me share a story with you. I had a patient named Larry. He was 67 years old when I met him. He used to be a high school coach, but had stopped moving after retirement, gained weight, developed back pain, felt depressed and sluggish. He came into my office and said, I just don't have it in me anymore. And I said, Larry, you don't need to have it all today. You just need to move. We started small, just 10 minutes a day, marching in place, light stretches, chair squats, wall push-ups. Week by week, I watched Larry come back to life. He started sleeping better, walking taller, smiling more. The pain, it reduced significantly. His balance improved. His mood brightened. All from simple, consistent movement. 3 months later, Larry told me, I feel like I stepped 45 again. Now, I'm not promising you miracles. I'm not saying you're going to feel 20 years younger overnight, but I am saying this. If you're inactive, you are accelerating the aging process. And if you start moving today, you can slow it down and in many ways reverse it. You have to understand something critical. The body adapts to what you do or don't do with it. If you sit all day, your body becomes really good at sitting. Your hip flexors tighten, your back slouches, your leg muscles weaken, your lungs compress. But if you move, if you walk, stretch, squat, lift, breathe deeply, your body becomes good at those things too. It becomes stronger, more efficient, more resilient. You not too old? You just deconditioned. There's a huge difference between the two. Being deconditioned simply means your body hasn't been stimulated in the right way for a while, but it's waiting, it's ready. It's more than capable of responding if you just give it the chance. And here, something that might surprise you. You don't need to work out like a 25-year-old to see results. You don't need to run marathons or bench press 200 pounds. All you need is intentional daily movement that respects your current level while pushing you just enough to grow. Even 15 minutes a day of bodyweight movements can completely change your health trajectory over time. You'll notice it in your posture, your breathing, your stamina, your ability to walk without getting winded, to play with your grandkids, to sleep through the night, to enjoy your life again. You were made to move. Movement is what your joints crave. It's what your muscles are begging for. It's what your heart needs to thrive. Don't let the number on your birthday cake decide how you feel or what you can do. Instead, let your actions define your future. Because here is just the truth. There are 80-year-olds who are stronger, fitter, and more vibrant than some 40-year-olds. Not because of genetics, not because of luck, but because they kept moving. They kept showing up. They made movement a non-negotiable part of their day, like brushing their teeth or drinking water. And you can do the same. I want you to remember this. It's not too late. You're not too old, and your best days can still be ahead of you. But it starts with a choice, a decision to stop using age as a reason and start using it as your motivation. Move because you want to live longer. Move because you want to live better. Move because you deserve to feel strong, energized, and alive every single day. So stand up right now, take a deep breath, and take that first step, literally. Because every great comeback starts with one small move. Let me ask you something very simple. How confident do you feel when you stand up from a chair? Not 10 years ago. I mean today. When you go to rise from your favorite armchair or the edge of your bed, do you do it quickly and smoothly, or do you need to push with your hands, rock forward a few times, maybe even grab onto something for balance? If that hits home, you're not alone. I've seen this pattern over and over in people over 50 and especially over 60. The truth is, we don't lose our strength all at once. We lose it slowly, subtly, one unchallenged movement at a time. The body has this amazing ability to adapt. It adapts to what you give it or what you don't give it. When you don't challenge your legs, when you don't make them work for you, they quietly begin to say, well, I guess we're not needed anymore. So the muscles start shrinking. The joints begin to stiffen, and the brain stops prioritizing strength in the lower body. That's when trouble starts. That's when walking gets harder. Climbing stairs becomes daunting. Getting in and out of a car feels like a chore. And then, before you even realize it, you're limiting your life. But I want you to know something very important today. You can take it back. You can take back your stability, your confidence, your strength. And one of the best ways to do that, it's not complicated. It doesn't require machines or weights. It's called the chair squat, and it might just become your new best friend. I love the chair squat because it's more than just an exercise. It's a symbol of functional freedom. If you can sit down and stand up with strength and control, that means you can navigate your home, your day, your errands, your life without fear. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Dr. Gardner, I haven't done a squat in 20 years. I'm afraid I'll hurt myself. I hear you, but that's the beauty of the chair squat. You're using a solid, stable surface as both your guide and your safety net. You're not dropping low to the floor. You're practicing a movement that your body already knows, but doing it with intention, with awareness, with the goal of rebuilding strength where you need it most. The chair squat targets the quadriceps, that's the front of your thighs. It strengthens your glutes, the muscles in your buttocks. It engages your hamstrings in the back of your thighs. And it activates your core, the muscles around your stomach and spine, helping you with posture and balance. It is, without exaggeration, a total body, life-giving movement. Let me explain why this matters so much after the age of 50. As we get older, one of the most dangerous things we face is not heart disease or diabetes, although those are important. It's falling. Falls are the #1 cause of injury-related deaths in older adults. And you know what makes falls more likely? Weak legs, poor balance, inability to control your body as you move from sitting to standing. That sets exactly what the chair squat trains. It teaches your body to engage the right muscles at the right time. It trains your nervous system to communicate faster. It builds muscle tissue that acts as natural armor for your joints. And it gives you the confidence to move without fear. I've seen people in their 60s who couldn't get up without pushing off their thighs. They'd groan, they'd struggle, they'd avoid certain chairs because they were too low. But after just 4 to 6 weeks of chair squats performed consistently 2 to 3 sets a day, even just 10 reps per set, they were getting up with ease, standing taller, walking farther, and smiling more. Why? Because strength isn't just physical, it's emotional. When you know you're strong, you carry yourself differently. You stop hesitating, you start living again. Let me walk you through what a proper chair squat looks like. You stand in front of a chair with your feet about hip width apart. You slowly lower your hips down like you're going to sit, but you don't collapse. You control it. You barely tap the chair or even just hover above it, and then you stand back up. Smooth, focused, safe. Now, in the beginning, some of you might need to use your arms for assistance. That's okay. Others might need to actually sit down fully and then stand up again. That's okay too. Because this isn't about perfection, it's about progress. The key is to engage your muscles. Don't just drop into the chair. Lower yourself slowly. Squeeze your glutes as you rise. Keep your knees in line with your toes. And breathe, inhale as you lower. Exhale as you rise. This small pattern builds control, strength, and awareness. And here's the beauty of it. The stronger your legs get, the more you'll want to use them. You still take stairs instead of elevators. You still go for longer walks. You still stand longer without fatigue. You still play with your grandkids. You'll clean your house, tend your garden, move through life with ease, not effort. This is what functional fitness is all about. It's not about looking good for Instagram. It's about being able to live your life on your terms. I want you to think about this every time you get up from a chair from now on. Ask yourself, am I using my muscles or am I letting gravity do the work? Because every time you rise from a seated position, you have a chance to build strength. You have a chance to train your legs. You have a chance to push back against the decline that so many people accept as just part of aging. But you don't have to accept it. You don't have to shrink. You don't have to fade. You can rise stronger every day. The chair squat is your tool. Use it. Own it. Start today. Maybe just 1 set of 10, maybe with support at first, but start. And remember, the goal is not to move perfectly. The goal is to move consistently. Every time you rise from a chair, you are declaring to the world and to yourself, I am still strong. I am still capable. I still not done yet, because you are not even close. Your body still has power. Your muscles are still listening. And your legs, they're ready to carry you forward if you give them a reason to stay strong. So give them that reason. Do your chair squats. Own your movement and let your strength lead the way. Let me paint a picture for you. You're standing in front of a mirror one morning, maybe brushing your teeth or adjusting your shirt, and something catches your eye. You notice that your shoulders are slightly rounded forward. Your neck seems to jut out more than it used to. You try to straighten up, but it's harder than it should be. Your chest feels tight, your upper back feels weak, and suddenly you realize your posture has changed. Now, I want to be absolutely clear. This isn't your fault. It's something that sneaks up on all of us, especially after 50. We live in a world where we sit more than we move, we slouch more than we stretch, and slowly but surely, our bodies start adapting to that. But just because it's common doesn't mean it's normal, and it sure doesn't mean it's irreversible. That's why today I want to bring your attention to one of the most overlooked, underrated, yet powerful exercises a senior can do to reclaim their posture, restore their strength, and feel young again. That's called the wall push-up. Now, I already know what some of you are thinking. Push-ups? Dr. Gardner? I step not 25 anymore. I can drop down on the floor and crank out reps. And I hear you. I respect that. But I'm not talking about the floor. I'm talking about the wall, a simple, sturdy, always available surface that can help transform your upper body and bring your posture back to life. Wall push-ups are not a watered-down version of the real thing. They are a real thing. They work. They're safe. They're effective. And most importantly, they're accessible to nearly everyone, whether you're 55 or 85. Let me explain what makes this movement so powerful. First, the wall push-up targets your chest muscles, your triceps, your shoulders, and yes, your core. But here's where it gets even better. Unlike traditional push-ups that can strain your lower back or wrists, the wall push-up allows you to move through a natural range of motion with minimal stress on the joints and maximum control. You don't need strength to start, you build strength by starting. And here's what I really want you to understand. Wall push-ups don't just make you stronger, they help correct your posture. When your chest muscles are tight and your upper back is weak, your shoulders get pulled forward, your neck follows. That leads to the classic hunched over look that so many seniors develop, and it affects more than just appearance. It affects breathing, digestion, circulation, and even confidence. Every time you do a wall push-up with proper form, you are opening the chest, engaging the back, and realigning your posture in the way nature intended. You start telling your muscles, wake up, come back online, support me again. Let me walk you through how to do it. Stand a couple of feet away from a wall. Place your hands on the wall, shoulder width apart at chest height. Your feet should be flat, your body forming a straight line from your heels to the top of your head. Then slowly bend your elbows and lean in toward the wall, keeping your body straight, not sagging. Your nose comes close to the wall. Then push back, using your chest and arms to return to the starting position. Sounds simple? It is, but don't mistake simplicity for weakness. Even 10 repetitions done correctly will activate muscles you may not have felt in years. Start with one set of 10. If that feels easy, try 2 sets. Build up to 3. If you're more advanced, step farther from the wall to increase the challenge. Want to feel more of your core? Squeeze your abdominal muscles as you move. Want to strengthen your upper back even more? Pull your shoulder blades down and back during the motion. There's always a way to progress. Now, let me tell you something you don't hear enough. You don't need to lose your posture as you age. That rounded back, that tight chest, that forward neck, those are symptoms of disuse, not of age. You see, your body is like a rubber band. If it's left in one position too long, it starts to tighten. But if you gently stretch it, work it, move it, it becomes flexible again. That's what wall push-ups help you do. I had a client named Patricia. She was 72 years old when she first came to see me. She used to be active, but over the years, she developed that forward hunched posture. Her back would ache after just 10 minutes of standing. Her neck always felt stiff, and she told me, I feel like I'm collapsing into myself. We started her on wall push-ups just once a day, 10 reps. She didn't believe it would help at first. It seemed too simple, but she trusted me. She stayed consistent. Within 3 weeks, she told me something that gave me goosebumps. She said, I caught myself in the mirror and I looked taller, not just physically, but emotionally, like I was opening up to life again. That steps the power of posture. It's not just about standing straight, it's about living fully. When your shoulders are back, your chest is open, and your head is held high, you feel more confident, more alive, and more capable. You breathe better, your heart beats more efficiently, your entire nervous system gets a boost of energy. And all of that begins with a small daily ritual, standing in front of a wall, pressing your body away, and reminding your muscles, you are still needed. Look, there's no medication that can give you strength. There's no supplement that can give you posture. You have to earn those. But wall push-ups give you a way to earn them safely, effectively, and on your own terms. You don't need a gym. You don't need fancy shoes or a trainer. You just need a few minutes a day, a wall in your home, and a commitment to rebuild what time has tried to take from you. Every time you do a wall push-up, you are choosing to fight back against decline. You start telling your body, I stem not done. Is stem not giving up. I stem standing strong, literally and figuratively. You're never too old to improve, never too stiff to become strong again. And remember, strength isn't measured in how much you can lift. It's measured in how much control you have over your body, your posture, your presence. So start today, do 10 wall push-ups, just 10, and tomorrow do it again. Your future self will thank you. You'll walk taller, you'll move better, and you'll feel younger, not because of your age, but because of your actions. This is your time. Take your strength back. Take your posture back, and take your life back. I want you to do something for me right now, wherever you are. Stand up, just stand. Now start gently marching in place. Lift one knee, then the other. Slowly, controlled. Swing your arms. Feel the rhythm. Feels simple, right? But don't let that fool you. This one movement, this basic human pattern, is a powerful signal to your entire body that you are alive, you are capable, and you are ready to take charge of your health again. It's not just about moving your legs, it's about reconnecting your brain and your body in a way that we start to lose after the age of 50, not because of age, but because of disuse. Marching in place is one of the most accessible, functional, and effective movements for seniors, especially those who felt stiff, tired, foggy, or unstable. And let me tell you why. It's because this simple exercise activates your entire system. You see, when you lift your knees, swing your arms, engage your core, and maintain your balance all at once, you're asking your body to coordinate multiple systems at the same time. Your muscles, your brain, your heart, your lungs, your nervous system. That's not just exercise, that's rejuvenation. I want to talk to you about something we don't discuss nearly enough, the brain-body connection. After 50, a lot of people notice that they start to feel a bit disconnected. Maybe you forget little things. You feel slower, more tired, less sharp. You're not reacting as fast. Your balance feels off. You feel older. But here's the truth, your brain doesn't just decline with age, it declines with inactivity. And your brain doesn't want to fade, it wants stimulation, it wants movement, it wants challenge. Every time you march in place, especially with your arms swinging and knees lifting high, you're creating new pathways in your brain. You're telling it, stay sharp, stay engaged, stay alive. This movement increases blood flow to the brain. It delivers oxygen and nutrients that the brain needs to function properly. It enhances coordination. It strengthens your sense of balance and spatial awareness. And do you know what that does? It helps prevent falls. It reduces confusion. It boosts energy. It even lifts your mood. Yes, something as simple as marching in place can improve your memory, clarity, and happiness. This isn't theory, it's biology. It's how your nervous system was designed to work. Your body and brain are connected by billions of signals every single second. But if you spend your days sitting, those signals get quiet, they fade. Your brain says, I guess we don't need this level of communication anymore. And then the decline begins, not because of your age, but because your brain is adapting to your inactivity. But the good news is this. The moment you start moving again, even with something as simple as marching in place, you reactivate that communication system. You bring the spark back online. You send the message loud and clear, we are still in this game. And here's the beauty. This isn't just for people who already feel strong. Marching in place is for everyone. If you're just beginning your fitness journey after decades of sitting, this is where you start. If you're recovering from illness, injury, or fatigue, this is a safe way to rebuild. If you're already active, this is how you reinforce your foundation. I had a gentleman named Robert who came to me at 68 years old. He told me, Dr. Gardner, I sip, I'm losing my edge. My legs are weaker. My mind feels cloudy. I forget why I walked into the kitchen. He was scared, and you know what? That fear was valid because he could feel himself slipping. We didn't start with complicated routines. We didn't join a gym. We started with marching in place, just 1 minute, 3 times a day. He did it in his living room while watching the news. He did it while waiting for the microwave. He did it while brushing his teeth. And within 4 weeks, he told me something that lit up my heart. He said, I feel awake again. My legs don't feel like jelly. My thoughts are clearer. I even walked up the stairs without grabbing the rail. Do you know why that happened? Because he reconnected with his body. He re-engaged his nervous system, and he gave his brain what it craved: movement, rhythm, stimulation, flow. And that's exactly what marching in place delivers. Now let me show you how to do it right. Stand tall, eyes forward, roll your shoulders back, engage your core slightly, then lift one knee only as high as feels comfortable and lower it down. Alternate legs in a marching pattern. Swing your arms naturally. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Start with 30 seconds, then try 1 minute. Eventually you'll work your way up to 3 full minutes. And guess what? You don't need to do it all at once. You can break it up, do it morning, afternoon, evening. And every time you do, imagine this. Your body is pumping oxygen to your brain, waking up sleepy muscles, strengthening your balance system, and restoring your coordination. It's not just movement, it's thoughts medicine. And let's not forget, this movement also helps your cardiovascular health. It gets your heart rate gently elevated, which improves circulation and lowers blood pressure over time. It supports your lung capacity as you breathe deeper. It improves your core strength, which means better posture and less back pain. All that just from one movement. And what I love most is this: marching in place reminds you that you are in control. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need to be in perfect shape. You don't need a trainer or equipment or the perfect outfit. You just need a little space, a little time, and the willingness to move. I know life can feel overwhelming. I know it's easy to say, I set am too tired, or it one set matter. But let me tell you, it matters. That 1 minute of marching could be the turning point. The moment your brain wakes up, the moment your legs remember their strength, the moment your spirit says, I can do this, because you can. Marching in place is your signal to the world and to yourself that you are not done, that you are choosing to live with energy, with presence, with intention. You are not fading. You are not shrinking. You are rising. So stand tall, lift those knees, swing those arms, and march forward, not just with your body, but with your whole being. Because every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the strong, clear, capable person you were always meant to be. You've got this. And I'm right here marching with you. Let me tell you something that may go against everything you've been told about health and fitness. You ready? You don't need to work harder. You need to work more consistently. That's the whole truth. And if you're over 50, this truth becomes even more powerful. Because at this stage of life, it's not the intense workouts, the heavy lifting, or the boot camp mentality that gives you strength, mobility, or energy. It's the daily decisions, the little things, the gentle but repeated effort. It's the walk you take every morning after breakfast. It's the 10 chair squats you do before lunch. It's the 3 sets of wall push-ups while watching the news. It's lifting your knees and marching in place for a minute before bed. Those things don't look dramatic. They don't make headlines. But do you know what they do? They change your life. Consistency is what transforms, not intensity. Intensity is flashy. It's tempting. It gives us the illusion that if we just go all in for 1 or 2 days, we'll fix everything. But that's not how the body works. That's not how aging works. And it's not how strength, mobility, or confidence is built. You see, your body doesn't care if you crushed it on Monday and collapsed on Tuesday. It doesn't care if you worked out for an hour once a week, but sat the other 6 days. What your body thrives on is rhythm. What your body understands is repetition. What your body responds to is consistency. Let me give you an example. Picture a tree. You don't water a tree once a month with 10 gallons of water and expect it to grow. You water it every day with just the right amount, a little bit at a time. That's what keeps it alive, strong, and growing. Your muscles, your joints, your heart, your brain, they work the same way. Daily nourishment, daily movement, daily reminders that say, hey, we Setchers still in the game. Let's Setchers stay strong. Let's Setchers keep going. I've seen it time and time again. A person comes into my office. Maybe they sit 62, 67, 71. They say, Dr. Gardner, I sits him ready. I want to feel better. I sits him going to work out for 2 hours a day. I sits him going to run 5 miles. I sits him going to do what I used to do in my 30s. And do you know what happens? They crash. They burn out, they get sore, they get discouraged, and then they stop. And we're back to square one. Why? Because they tried to sprint the marathon. But then there sits another person who says, told you 10 minutes a day, that sits it. I told you show up every day no matter what. And you know what happens with them? They build a habit, they feel better after 1 week, they add 5 more minutes the next. And by week 6, they're stronger, more energized, and more consistent than they've been in years. The difference is in validity. It sets mindset. The body follows the habits of the mind. You don't need intensity, you need integrity, the kind of integrity that shows up every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes, even if it's imperfect, even if it's slow, because slow progress is still progress. One of my clients, Susan, 64 years old, told me something I'll never forget. She said, Dr. Gardner, I used to feel like I had to do it all or wasn't worth doing. Now I realize doing something every day, even just 5 minutes, makes me feel proud. And that feeling keeps me going. That's the key. Consistency builds momentum. Momentum builds motivation. And motivation leads to lasting change. Look, I get it. We live in a world that glorifies extremes. No pain, no gain. Go hard or go home. But let me tell you, after 50, that mindset can do more harm than good. Your joints don't need punishment. They need care. Your heart doesn't need stress. It needs steady challenge. Your body doesn't need exhaustion, it needs consistency. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't brush once a week for an hour and say, that's good enough. You brush twice a day, every day, whether you feel like it or not. And that simple habit keeps your teeth healthy for life. Movement works the same way. You don't need to crush your body, you just need to move it regularly, lovingly, purposefully. It's about making movement a non-negotiable part of your day. Like eating? Like sleeping, like breathing. You wake up, you move. You take a break, you move. You get home, you move again. And here's the beautiful part. The more you do it, the more you'll want to do it. Because consistency creates confidence. When you know you're the kind of person who shows up, who keeps their promise to themselves, who honors their body with movement, you stop thinking like a victim of age. You start living like a person with power, with agency, with purpose. That's what consistency gives you. It gives you ownership of your health. And do you know what happens when you stay consistent? Your body rewards you. Your balance improves. Your pain decreases. Your sleep gets better. Your mind becomes clearer. Your energy returns. And all of it comes not from pushing harder, but from showing up again and again and again. Even on the hard days, especially on the hard days, because those are the days that matter most. So I want to challenge you right now, not to do more, not to go harder, but to do something every day. Maybe it's 5 minutes of marching in place. Maybe it's a few wall push-ups. Maybe it's one set of chair squats. It doesn't matter how much. It matters that you do it today and tomorrow and the next day. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present with your body, with your breath, with your intention. That's how change happens. That's how strength is built. Not in one big moment, but in 1,000 small ones. So be gentle with yourself. Be consistent with your actions. And be patient with the process. Because you're not here to burn out. You're here to last. And you will. One day at a time. One movement at a time. One decision at a time. Stay the course, trust the process, and keep showing up. You've got this.